What's happening, my nerds? I'm Ricky Summer, your friendly neighborhood retro cyber minstrel, and this is Driftland, the Magic Revival. We're going to take a one-shot rad little look at this today. I would describe it as somewhere between a real-time strategy and a 4X game. It's not quite as deep as your standard 4X, and it feels like it's just a little too quirky to fit nicely into the category of real-time strategy, but you'll see why in a second. So, for the sake of housekeeping, I did receive this game for free from the developers, but rest assured that does not colour my opinion of the game one way or the other. And it is in early access. I believe it has recently been updated with the Wild Elves race, but the internet is currently out, so I can't double check that. I think that's the case. We've also got humans, dark elves, and presumably dwarves. They look like dwarves. I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, early access. This is all gonna, come together in time. So we're gonna go with the Wild Elves today because I believe they are the new kids on the block. We're gonna go purple because... do I really need to explain myself? I've also got Peace Mode, Sandbox Mode without other empires. That's kind of cool. I'm not sure if it's necessarily, like there's enough to do in that regard, but hey, maybe that's a cool way to like practice build order and that sort of shit and testing out some strategies. I like that it's included. You've also got stuff like Barbarians, Treasures, and Burbs, if you like, that you can, of course, toggle. Resource density, yes. Is that right? No resources. Density, what does that do? Sets distance between islands. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's leave it all standard, alright? I just hit the mic. I apologize for nothing. Alright, so let's get into the game here. I suppose the biggest thing that's going to slap you on the face like a slippery fish is the fact that we can move islands. So the general premise, the story is, in ages past, all the mages got real ornery and started fighting each other, and they essentially destroyed the world. Then they banded together to, like, not destroy it fully and have all these floating islands, at least, stay in place so you got something to live on. And then they used up all their magic and they died out. So now mages are back. You are a mage and you're controlling one of the 4 races. And here we go. So we've got our castle, which is, like our town center. If this dies, you die. And we start off with 1 explorer, which is a type of hero unit. So you don't build units like a real-time strategy, an RTS, if you will. You build heroes, and then you set down, like for example, I'm going to put down a geology order. I order my explorers to uncover hidden resources on the island. There you go, right? And so within, in that regard, it works just like Majesty, which I kind of like. I appreciate the lack of micromanagement there. I'm not a huge micro fan. So it's going to send us through this tutorial, but we don't have to worry about that. I know more or less what's going on. We've got spells here because we're a mage. We've got attack spells, which are different depending on the race that you choose. So the Wild Elves have kind of nature-y stuff. This Hive Strike is actually quite powerful. The humans have instead fireballs and like ice things and lightning, just some standard magey stuff. Then you've got ways to connect islands, right? So you can send your units through to another island, or you could just build a bridge, right? And like Fog of War reveal and that sort of stuff. Then healing, and this is the best part. Moving the islands around. So it does use magic, indicated up here, which slowly ticks away. In my experience, you do end up with quite a lot of magic by the end game, so you can do a lot of cool spell shit, which is really nice. This is, we can summon Ents, apparently, as the elves. I'm not sure if the humans have an equivalent to that. I can't quite remember. But hey, enough gilding the lily. With no further ado, let's start building. So we've got little cottages here, which is going to produce population. So we can just put this down. Let's just cram it in there. It's fine. Okay, so that's going to produce population, which produces gold, right? So, but we need to also produce food in order to feed our peoples so that they can produce gold, which then is siphoned off in the upkeep of other buildings. So there's definitely a bit of a balancing act here. And as we mine more resources, essentially, you're going to see that in action. So let's put down a, what do they call it? The elves call it an orchard. They're into the orchards. Was going to put down... We haven't got any wood here. Alright, so we need wood. The immaturity in me is going haywire. And this island here has 2.3k wood, so that's definitely where we want to go. Do we want to move the island? Oh god, probably not. Let's have a look at the map. So we scroll all the way out here and we've got like this very 4x like what was it? The Wonders, Age of Wonders kind of style map, which is, you know, I like it. It's pretty cool. I might actually, considering that we're sort of on the edge here, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. I am going to scout this out. Do we have enough? Is this going to sap me dry? Let's move that out of the way. And move this just a little bit over here. My reasoning for this is I kind of want to get it out of the way. If this is going to be one of our production islands, this is probably me overthinking it, but if it's going to be one of our production islands, I want it out of the line of sight, because our other two guys are probably going to be like there and there, right? I doubt they're going to be there. Anyway. Alright, so let's build a bridge. So we've got two types of bridge. We've got a wooden bridge and a stone bridge. A stone bridge is, of course, sturdier. The reason you would want it to be sturdier is because one thing you can do in this game, it's not just a matter of, like, connect islands together and you go and attack your enemy. It's like you can steal their islands. I mean, how cool is that? Like, you fly over here, there are flying units that you can get. You fly over here, like, to a resource production island. You break off their bridge, destroy the bridge, and then cast a spell to move the island over to your empire, and you steal it. That's so cool. Have you ever seen a game that does that? Talk about stealing territory, right? That's real hot. Okay, so I can now get my explorer to explore that. I am going to make, I'm going to recruit another explorer. Do they have an upkeep? I'm not sure. It might just cost 20 gold. It might be a one-time thing. That's okay. So you're starting to see the way resources are managed up here. So it's a matter of sliders. This is your gold slider. So it's a little weird, but it's like assigning your citizens to homes so that they can produce taxes, I guess. It's a little weird, but you know, buy into the contrivance there, and of course, you know, food. Once we get, can we build it now? Yeah, we can build it now. Now it doesn't matter where you put it, as far as I understand, as long as it's on the island that has the resource. So I am just going to nestle in my my lumberjack hut right there. So where can we get stone? Stone's over here. There you go. Let's build another bridge and get over it. With or without Bennett Foddy. We can also speed up time. So we've got, you know, 3 speed levels and a pause that I'm not sure what hotkey belongs to that, but that's okay. Otherwise, you're just hitting 1, 2, and 3. I like that. That seems to become a bit of a standard nowadays, which I appreciate. All right, so it looks like... no, that's just got an exclamation mark because it hasn't got anyone staffed in it. So we have the option to auto-assign workers. I have chosen not to do this because it whacks things out. Then I end up with people, you know, not enough people producing food, and everything just goes to pot. So luckily, it was something I do appreciate here is when you assign, you know, your citizens, your villagers, whatever they're called, workers, to a resource, it's taken from the general gold producing pool, not your food, which I appreciate a great deal. That's real handy, because food can become a bit of an issue, you know. Okay, let's just put our little stone mason all up in there. Not even a problem. I'm going to speed up time here so we can get some things going, and you can get the general premise of the game, and maybe we can cause some trouble. So we've got, yeah, see how we you know, we got treasure around in places. So I think we're not tasked with anything. The explorers might just have a look around and pick up chests and whatnot and do what needs doing. All right, so we got that going. We can boost that up a little bit. We're still producing gold, so we're all good to go. We need more houses though, for sure. That's I'm lagging behind here. All right, you can hold shift naturally to queue up a few houses. Now, each island does have a limit to the amount of houses you can produce or build on there. So this was apparently 3. That's 3, as you can see for that little indicator over there. And this is also 3. So I am going to, in anticipation, I think, what am I going to do? What am I trying to do? No, well, we're out of gold, so let's build some more houses. Now, something I kind of have taken to, something that, what am I trying to say? One thing I tend to do is sort of bunch up my houses a little closer to, you know, to my walkways here, so they can be easily defended. Because there is certainly a matter of, like, if you build something here and you've got like flying ranged units, that they can attack it and it's difficult to defend. Whereas if you build them over here and you've got a tower between, you know, the direction that they're attacking and the sensitive target, well, you have a chance of defending it. You know what I'm saying? So there is a strategy to where you build things, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we are not good on gold. So it's good. You know, building cottages is good. That's going to help us out there, because the more citizens we have, the more gold we can produce. All right, let's speed ourselves along here. So the next thing I'm going to have to do probably is build a hell of a lot more orchard action, because the more citizens we have, the more food we require. We're currently at our max food, as you can see right here, 5 out of 5 workers. Something else to consider is, I believe every structure can be upgraded, right? So once we upgrade the castle to level 2, which actually I'm just going to do right now, that's going to allow us to upgrade our cottages to level 2, which is going to increase the amount of citizens in them. Currently it's 5 apiece. Okay, that denotes how many we've got staff there. See, it's a little bit weird. It's like, it's not this is how many people living there, it's how many people are assigned there. So you've got a little bit of suspension of disbelief. Alright, so we've got a bird, which is a wild eagle. And this is just a neutral mob. So we do have like barbarians and wildlife dragons, just neutral mobs that we can deal with. The beauty of this is if we find the nest, I imagine it's probably over here. Can we confirm that? Those are barbarians. No, the nest might be somewhere else. Wherever the nest is, if we can find it and take over that island, we can actually recruit them. So what ends up happening is we don't recruit birds, we actually have our heroes sitting atop the birds, and suddenly they become airborne, and it's like a hell of a lot easier to move around and whatnot. So we don't have to like chain islands together. It's pretty cool. Okay, so we need to start looking at bringing some more islands into the fold, for sure. I would love to bring something in here. Let's scout around. Let's see what we've got. So you'll also notice there is a range to our spells. We can increase that range by building druid spires, or I think they're called mage towers for the humans. You know, it's all themed, but as far as I'm aware, the buildings, you know, they're analogous. So you've got your warriors keep, that, you know, your your melee soldiers, you got your rangers, and you've got your wizards or your mages, and then you've got you know, upgrade buildings that allow you to train skills for each of those 3 classes. I think one of the major I assume there are stat differences between the races, but otherwise the most obvious difference is the difference in spells. Okay, so what is this? That's going to give us, that looks like that's going to have stone. That's okay. So food. Food is currently our issue. So let's build some more orchards. Or orchids. Orchards? Is orchard the one where you grow things and an orchid is the flower? I don't know, dude. It's all just a little bit awkward, if you know what I mean. Oh shit. I'll see myself out. Alright, let's what am I doing? Why would I do that? I went upgrade happy, but that's okay. Look, we've ended up upgrading that shit, and it's fine. So I'm just gonna boost our wood production for the moment, because we really need to upgrade some of these farms. We're almost there. It shows you how many left in parentheses there, so now we're good to go. So as you can see, you know, it has a tendency to be a bit of a slow game. Keep in mind, me prattling on does slow things down further. But you know, I don't mind that. You know, if if you crave the real-time strategy kind of loop, but don't want to play something super fast-paced and competitive, you know, I recommend this. It's actually, I've had a lot of fun with it. I was pleasantly surprised. It's one of those things that I'm like, when I saw it on the store page all those months ago, it was last year sometime, like, hey, that looks like a really cool idea. It's probably really janky and terrible though. Ended up playing it. I gotta say, it plays real nice in its current state. You know, with the exception of just that one missing race, I actually would recommend it right now if you are interested in it in its current state in early access. As a little bonus aside here, it runs butter fucking smooth. Now keep in mind, performance issues are not black and white. You know, it's so whack. We can have the same specs. It can run great for me and run terrible for you. You know, but all I can say is I've got 16 gigabytes of RAM, an i7 6700 and an R9 390, and it's like almost 60 the whole way. It's actually surprised me a little bit, and it only uses like up to 40% of my CPU. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Great job, devs, making this run so smooth in early access. That's uncommon in my experience. Okay, enough about that. Let's continue playing the game. So we've got our food up, barely. You know, we're all in the positive. It's fantastic. We don't have anywhere else to build houses. We do have a couple of structures here that have been damaged by the bird. The bird was chased away, it seems, by our explorer. Now what I'm going to do now, it might be premature, but just for the sake of showing you, is I'm going to build a warrior's keep so we can get some warriors going. While we're waiting for that to build up, I am going to grab another island. You know what? I'm going to hold shift here and just like grab all this stuff. And yeah, look, we've got enough that I'm happy to do this. We've got enough magic here. All right, select different. Yeah, can we get in there? I just want to move it out of the way. Yeah, all right. Because I want to get this big island in the nook here, if we can. Let's speed up time here. We got enough space? Come on, dude, really? All right, let's move this over a little bit more. Select island, come on. There we go. Yeah, 69 cost. I'm happy with that. Yeah, I just want to fill up the gaps here. Look, it's probably a good idea for the sake of easily defending the area, you know? I imagine that might be a thing. So something that we can do here, once we up our gold a little bit, I'm going to drop our wood and stone production for a second so we can up our gold, so that we can get the fruit plant going. So the fruit plant gives you a bonus to your farms. Now what's fantastic about this is you can build a shed load of them. And they look really cool. So I'll put it here just so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, there's some structures that you build on the edge of your island as well. And it just ends up looking really fantastic by the end game. And I appreciate that a great deal. So yeah, this is good. We'll build a bridge, maybe from there. I don't know. We'll see where it fits. You know, yeah, let's find. Let's find. Where am I anymore? I don't know. Let's build a bridge there, and we'll recruit. We can only recruit. Okay, we need more gold. Let's speed up time here. Food is not in a good situation. I'll tell you that right now. We need an orchard. Orchard. I think it's orchard. I'm going to say orchard. We need an orchard rank 3. We only currently have rank 2 in order to upgrade this. So in order to upgrade the orchard, we need castle rank. What is it? Castle rank 3? Castle rank 3. In order to build a castle rank 3, we need a marketplace. But that needs gold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll be able to build that fairly soon. Alright, let's build another recruit here. I believe, yeah, it's just a maximum of 2 recruits with the base building. So it is a, you know, we can upgrade it for sure, but we need a castle rank 3. The other way to handle this is to build another warrior's keep. Now, can we do that? Yeah, we can build 2 warrior's keeps here if we want. If I want another farm, we haven't got the space for it here. So we'd have to put it like over here or over there. I'd want it somewhere fairly protected. So that bird is really pissing me off. If we could get rid of that fucker real quick, that'd be great. We need to find his nest. Another way to do it would be to put down a little guard tower, they call it. A watchtower. That's okay. So we've got barbarians here that need to be thwarted if we want to take over this island safely. And here you go. That's an explorer. That's a warrior. Okay. See, we've done some nice damage to him. I am going to pause this. Oh, it just slows it, doesn't pause. Okay, fair enough. I'd like to kill this guy. Thank you. Yeah. There we go. He's very dead. He's very dead now. Don't worry about it. Okay. So we haven't got a hell of a lot for our explorers to currently do. Oh god, now there's a dragon. There's a wild dragon. That's so rude. So as you can see, we're under attack. There's nothing else for our warriors to do. So they're just going to beeline it to the wild dragon. They're probably not going to have a great time of this. I'll tell you honestly. And now we're very low on our magic here, on our mana. I'm not happy about that. We probably played a little bit slow for the sake of me explaining things, but I hope you're getting a real dank idea of what the game's like. In a second, I'll probably load up a previous save that I set aside especially for this video, just so you can see what, you know, a late game level looks like once you've got a whole bunch of islands chained together, and I'll explain a few principles here and there, some strategies that I had. But look, I'm just having fun with this. So sort of wrap ourselves up here. We can set an attack marker on the island as a whole, and what that means is essentially we'll just have attack units head over there and clear out the island, so we don't have to, you know, specifically flag each barbarian, for example, which is pretty cool. So currently we've got one guy on it. Are we being attacked here? Who was that? We just got one guy on it. We can up the reward on that if we want. Maybe get another guy in. Dude, you're not happy, dude? You need another little scooch? Where's our warrior? Is he maybe healing or something? Yeah, maybe. We can have a look at all our warriors here. Look, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so there you go. That's sort of the basic premise of how you're starting off here. Next, what I'd do is, look, I'd probably scout out a little bit more. You know, see exactly what's going on. Bring in some more islands and start chaining towards the middle and finding where the enemy is. And we'll have a grand old time of it. Some other things you can do is mystical forming. So you can terraform an island to suit the biome that suits your race. So I assume this is jungle environment. That's what the wild elves are about. The humans are about. It's just kind of like grassy plains. I'm not sure what the dark elves are into. Maybe desert? I'm not sure. I haven't played as them yet. You can also grow an island, which is pretty cool, or you can destroy it. You know, that's sort of standard island control. It's really quite cool. It is really quite cool. So we'll go to YouTube test here. We'll just load it up pretty quick. Loading is pretty quick. It actually seems like a fairly lightweight game. Surprisingly, even though you got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so here we go. This is my little island here. We've got what is this? Roman numerals castle, rank 4 castle, and these are the mills. Remember that thing that I built on the side there that was going to boost the production of our farms? This is the human version. So, you know, as you can see, it's all fairly analogous. We've got a wizard's tower, a marksman post, so analogous to the wild elves ranger, and a knight's garrison like the warriors. And you know, it's all fairly standard stuff. There you go. So I've lost some resources here and also lost some buildings, which is why that looks so bare. But essentially, we've chained our way up to the top here, and I've done this by moving islands. That's because it was all spread out before. So we've actually connected ourselves to the domain of our enemy, and I have set up an attack marker here to start the fight. I'll try and show you some cool things that we can do in terms of island acquisition in a second. But one thing, like if we were under attack, for example, it doesn't matter. It's not a terribly important game to me. But if we were under attack, like if they were amassing a huge force, and I'm real concerned that we're gonna have some like foot soldiers in our territory, then I'd do this, for example. Hang on, hang on? That's not our bridge. Is that not our bridge? Hang on. No, I've clicked the wrong thing. That's okay. So we grab our demolish thing. I just do that. And then move the island, you know? And now they actually have to work harder to get here. Alternatively, they could put down a little gate here to connect the two. But that's more of like that's just going to send soldiers over. It's not going to allow them to overtake my territory. I don't think, because it's not connected to their territory, right? And we actually have another enemy down here that's been causing trouble. So I've been stuck in the middle with you, sort of defending myself from both angles here, and I've held up reasonably well. But it's pretty cool. I really like it. As you can see, the spells are a little bit different for the humans. They haven't got the ability to summon those ants, so there is a little bit of variation there, which I like very much. Currently, I'm having issues with food. Maybe because they keep attacking shit? I don't quite know. I've sort of just abandoned this area. I don't even know what's going on. The only thing I'm not too crazy about is maybe the watchtowers seem a little bit underpowered. I feel like you really have to mass them up for them to do well. I think a lot of the micromanagement here is, instead of controlling your units, is maybe, I don't know, like we're attacking here, but then we get attacked over here, so maybe then the thing to do would be call this off and set, an attack thing over here, for example, and aid with that. Also jumping in with attack spells and whatnot. That's sort of your micromanagement there. But I like the way it's paced. I like its sort of mishmash. It makes it unique. It feels like a 4X, but it's not like it's super deep. But of course, it's a shorter game as a result. It's kind of RTS. Like, it's technically a real-time strategy game, but, it's a little quirky. It's not like anything I've seen before, and it's got elements of Majesty, but, deeper than that game. I like the concept of Majesty. I had the original way back when I was a kid, and I thought, I like the little quirky. As a kid, I liked the character of it, and I liked the, the dialogue and whatnot appealed to me. But yeah, even back then, I just felt it was just a little too shallow for me. I wanted a deeper experience. And I find this really satisfying. I ended up just, I thought I'd give it an hour or two of prep and then do the video. I ended up just playing it, That's a good sign. That's probably the best thing I could say about the game. Glowing endorsement. Anyway, guys, so, keep an eye on it if you are interested. Of course, as always, there's a link to the Steam page in the description. But yeah, don't forget it is early access if that worries you. But I think this is early access done pretty darn well. Good on you, devs. Good job to you. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of the game. Is it your sort of thing? I don't know. Let me know. Taste the game. Be excellent to each other. You know what? I'm going to see you next time. Ricky Summer, out.